All right. Well, welcome to another session of Soulful Sunday Slow Flow. My name's Lisa, and I'll be guiding our practice tonight. Thank you so much for showing up. I hope you have your mat or your yoga space ready for you. Any props that you would like, a blanket or block, pillows, whatever you have. It's always your option to make your practice most comfortable for you. So that being said, I also want you to modify your practice to meet your body where you're at today. So sometimes we think that our practice is always going to look the same, and it doesn't. It won't, because our bodies are different every single time that we come to our mats. And so I want you to just take care of you. So I'm here as your guide, and I've designed a flow for us today. If something doesn't serve your body, then do something else or take it back a notch or whatever. I just want you to enjoy. And even my good friend Dean in Wenatchee used to say, if you are breathing, you are doing it right. Totally agree with that. So even if you sit and lay in Shavasana and just breathe with me for this time period, you're doing it great. So anyway, I'm so glad that you are here. And we're gonna do a little bit of breathing here at the beginning of our practice, just to go over a couple of breathing techniques that we've covered already. Just want to make sure that that we're all in understanding there. And also, just with the craziness of the world right now, it just seems like we all just need a little time to breathe, to kind of settle into our bodies and just kind of take a break. And so go ahead and find a comfortable place to sit, either on a block or a blanket or a pillow or something, to raise your hips up a little higher than your knees. And just kind of settle in. I want you to place your hands on your body somewhere that would feel good. So for some of us, it might be on your heart, it might be on your legs, it might even be on the ground next to you. I just want you to sit up nice and tall. So we talked about two different breathing techniques so far. One is Dirga Pranayama, Dirga breath, and it's that 3-part breath. So filling up the belly first, like sending the breath all the way down to the belly, feeling it expand, and then the ribs expand, and then the chest rises. And then as you exhale, it goes from chest to ribs and to our bellies. Because a lot of times we end up breathing up here in the chest area, and just getting breath all the way down into the belly is super beneficial. So we're going to start with that as we continue to ground, and then we're going to change into our Ujjayi Pranayama, Ujjayi breath. And this breath practice is it's kind of like fogging a mirror with your mouth closed. And so I want to just review this with you, and you can do it with me if you'd like to. So place your hand up in front of your face, in front of your mouth specifically. And with this breathing technique, you're going to take the inhale through the nose, but still a deep body breath. And let's just start with open mouth exhale and fog this mirror. Go. Do that again. Big, deep inhale. And exhale, fog the mirror. And then this time, take a deep inhale through your nose, and then seal your lips, but still try to fog the mirror. And do that again. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose, trying to fog the mirror. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. You can release your hand down. And the sensation that you should feel is kind of a slight constricting of the throat, like the breath is being dragged upon the back of the throat. And this just creates some energy within the body, so it's kind of heating. So as we're flowing through our practice, we'll be using our Ujjayi breath, and we'll be practicing this way. If you feel like you're getting too hot, you can always open your mouth and exhale. You can always breathe however you want to, but staying with that Ujjayi breath is not only heating, but it's also settling for the body, and it oxygenates the blood. There's so many good benefits from it. And also, I really feel like it helps us ground into each pose as we flow through our practice. So we'll be starting with our 3-part breath, Dirga Pranayama, and then changing to our Ujjayi breath. So once again, sitting up nice and tall, hands on the body or the floor somewhere. And just start to notice as you settle your shoulders down and back, and close your eyes if that feels comfortable to you, or soft gaze to the mat. And just start to notice What are you feeling in your physical body? What are you noticing in the mental body, the mind? What can you also notice in the emotional body, your spirit, your heart? Maybe several things going on in all three of those layers of your being. So just acknowledge what's going on. We'll take a few cleansing breaths to assist the grounding of ourselves into our practice today. A deep inhale through the nose, fill up belly, ribs, and chest. And then open mouth, exhale. Release. 2 more times. Inhale. Filling up belly, ribs, and chest. Exhale. Chest, ribs, and belly. 1 more time. Big inhale. Fill up. Open mouth, exhale. Let something go. And we'll practice our Ujjayi breath. So inhale through the nose, still filling up. Exhale through the nose like you're fogging the mirror. 2 more times that way. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Just take this opportunity to blink the eyes open and just already notice with a few rounds of breath, and even something may have shifted already inside you. I'm hoping so. If not, we'll get to the practice that will certainly do some good for your body, mind, and spirit today. So we're going to start in child's pose today. So that's where we take our knees nice and wide and big toes come to touch here. And you can always add a pillow or a blanket or something between your calves and your seat, or your quads, just to add a little lift to the hips, or a little help to the hips. That feels good. Reach the hands for the front of your yoga space, your practice space. Let the forehead come down to the earth and rest. You can also place a blanket or a block underneath the forehead, so the forehead says somewhere to land. Maybe as you arrive in your child's pose, Balasana here, maybe some movement with the body slightly swaying side to side would feel good. Maybe a massaging of the forehead, rocking your head side to side. Maybe staying in stillness here. Practicing that Ujjayi breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Noticing the oceanic sound of the breath in the ears. And all pretend that we're at the beach, practicing on the sand, in the sun, waves. Another inhale to fill up. On your exhale, walk your hands over to the right side, maybe off of your mat. Capture the right wrist with the left hand, getting a little bit more space in the left side body. As you exhale, draw the left hip toward the left heel. A little more length there. Continue with those deep breaths. On your next inhale, walk the hands back through center. On your exhale, walk the hands over to the left. Right hand captures left wrist this time. And the stretch in the right side body. With this exhale, draw the right hip down toward the right heel. Feel the space in the ribs and the shoulder. And your next inhale, take the hands back to the front of the mat. Stay for your exhale. On your inhale, rise up slightly so that you can take your right arm underneath your left arm. So reaching, threading the needle, palm is up. Reach until you can't reach anymore, and then settle the shoulder on the mat and the head comes down last. Maybe using the pressure of the left hand into the mat to find a little bit more rotation in the spine. Here we're finding a twist for the spine and a stretch for the shoulder. One more full round of breath here. And the next inhale, take the right hand to meet the left. And then exhale, left hand threads the needle on the other side, reaching, palm is up, and then settle the shoulder and the head down last. So you, again, using the ground and the right hand into the earth for a little resistance. You find a little bit more twist in the spine. One more full inhale. And exhale. Inhale, left hand to meet right hand. Stay for your exhale, hips to heels. On your inhale, just come up to all fours. And let the hips drop down toward the mat, shoulders away from the ears. Maybe look up to the sky. Your exhale, sit back to your child's pose, hips to heels. Inhale to come forward, maybe adding on seal pose, toes together, coming back, heels towards your glutes. Exhale, Halasana, child's pose. One more time, inhale takes us forward. Shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, hips to heels, child's pose. Inhale up to your tabletop. Reset the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Feet straight back from the knees. And really feel into those hands, palms into the earth, even the fingertips slightly gripping the mat. Shoulders away from the ears as the crown of the head reaches forward. And drawing belly button to spine. So we have an active core here. We'll move through a few cows and cats here. So inhale, drop the belly, shoulders away from the ears as you broaden through the collarbone. And exhale, rounding into cat, tucking the toes if you wish, chin to the chest. Inhale to cow spine. Maybe the gaze turns up towards the sky. As you exhale, round the spine, tucking the tailbone, pressing the earth away. One more time this way. Inhale to cow pose. And exhale, rounding into cat. And then that free exploration time for you to move your body in whatever way it would feel good. 3 to 5 cycles of breath for you just to move. Move hips side to side, angle the head, release the neck. Maybe even taking some more cows and cats if that felt good. Barrel rolls for the torso. Finish up to find an evenness from side to side. And then inhale, take the right foot behind you, extending the right leg, tucking the toes, staying on the ball of the foot, and then just rock yourself forward and back. Getting a little toe stretch. And then also a little stretch for the fascia on the bottom of our feet. Find stillness here, still drawing belly button to spine. Lift the back leg, toes pointing down toward the earth, flexing through the foot, so pressing through the heel. Stay here, this is perfect. If you want a little bit more, reach the left hand forward, left thumb is up. Staying here in our spinal balance. Continue to breathe, inhaling to lengthen out, finding as much length between the fingertips to through the heel. Raising the crown of the head forward, gaze is down to the mat. Take one more big breath in. Then exhale, hand comes down, toes come down just where they were. And then slide the right leg out to gate pose here. So knees and toes in alignment and pressing on the outer edge of the right foot. And then rise up in whichever way that you can. I know I've just cut my head off, but that's okay. Lower body is good. Draw the right hand down the right leg, and then inhale, reach the left hand up towards the sky. Finding length here in the left side body. With your exhale, rainbow over here. Once again, finding that side body stretch. Inhale to lift up halfway. And exhale as you rainbow over. Inhale to come back through center. And if you just send your hips back towards the back a little bit, you can easily set your left hand down onto the earth. And then reach the right hand up to the sky. Stacking shoulders on top of each other, so the left hand is left wrist is right underneath the left shoulder. Stay here, find is perfect. Pressing on the outer edge of the right foot, reaching for the sky. If you want a little bit more, reach the right bicep by the ear, turning the palm down toward the ground, maybe lifting the back leg, keeping the foot flexed, toes toward knee. One more big breath, find that expansion, sending breath in all directions. And exhale, just take the right foot down and the right hand comes down and walk yourself forward. So like down dog arms, hands are about shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide. Tuck the left toes and then sit back into your child's pose. Child's gait, we'll call this. Take one more breath here for the toe stretch. If that doesn't feel good, don't do it. Then inhale to come up. And walk your hands back to tabletop here, setting yourself up. We'll reset the spine with an inhale, cow pose. And exhale, rounding into cat. Inhale back to that neutral. Send the left toes back behind you. And then forward and back. Any little stretch for this calf. Find stillness there once again, pressing through the heel. Inhale to lift that leg up hip height. Goes down toward the ground and pressing through the heel. Stay here, reach the right hand forward, right thumb is up. Finding that length in the body. Inhale to reach as long as you can. Crown of the head reaches towards the fingertips. Belly buttons to spine. Lots of core work here. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Right hand comes down, left toes to the ground. And then sweep the left toes out to the side. Finding that gate pose, lining up the toes and the knee. When you're ready, rise up in whatever way you can. And then the emphasis on the outer edge of the foot if you can. Keeping this leg active. Slide the left hand down the left leg, reach the right hand up to the sky, big reach. And exhale over to the left. Inhale to lift up halfway. And exhale, see if you can go just a little deeper. Stay here for one more inhale. exhale, drop the, or send the hips back. And take the right hand underneath the right wrist, underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, left hand up to the sky. Maybe lifting the back leg, maybe taking bicep by the ear. Your choice. Wherever you are, engage and breathe. Take one more inhale to find that length. And exhale, foot comes down if it was lifted. Left hand comes out in front of you. Find those down dog arms. Tuck the right toes. And then send the hips back toward the heels. Heel. Take one more full round of breath. Inhale, come back to your tabletop. One more reset for the spine. Inhale, cow pose, drop the belly. And exhale, round the spine into cat. Inhale, neutral tabletop. And then walk your hands, one hand print in front of where they were. Tuck the toes. Lift the knees off the earth. And then with a generous bend in the knees, draw the chest toward the thighs. Then more easily, you can send the hips to the sky to find your downward facing dog as your heels drop toward the earth. Adho Mukha Svanasana here, downward facing dog. Go ahead and take your dog for a walk here, bending one knee and then the other. Letting your hips sway side to side. And bring the awareness to the hands, spreading the fingers wide, pressing into the palm and the fingertips. Broadening through the upper back. And drawing the chest toward the thighs and letting the head be heavy. And find stillness here. Inhale to tippy toes. And exhale, sink the heels. Inhale, forward to plank pose. Knees always welcome on the earth or stay in high plank. So pressing into the earth here, so shoulders away from the ears. Press through the heels. Broadening through the upper back. Belly buttons to spine. Take one more breath here. With your exhale, we'll all drop our knees to the earth. Elbows squeeze in tight. Slowly lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Elbows grazing the ribs. Untuck the toes when you arrive. Then inhale, press the tops of the feet into the mat. Squeeze the elbows together, shoulder blades together. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale. Your inhale, press the feet into the mat. Belly buttons to spine, lift up, baby cobra pose. Exhale to release. Inhale, press into the mat. Lift the hands perhaps. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale, baby cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Exhale to release. Inhale, back to your table, tuck the toes, and then find downward facing dog one more time. Inhale, right leg high. Finding three-legged dog. And it doesn't matter how high your leg is, just point the toes down toward the ground, flex through the ankle, so pressing through the heel. Inhale to lift. Exhale to bend this leg and then open up the hips. So stack the hips here, squaring the shoulders to the front of the mat in front of your space. Then find any movement here that would feel good. Maybe some circles. Just an opportunity to lubricate the hips here a little bit. When you're ready, inhale back to your three-legged dog. Press through the heel one more time. And exhale, come forward, knee into the chest. And then step between your hands or help your foot to get there. Drop the back knee and flatten out the foot. Lock the hands up the leg. When you arrive in your low lunge, Anjayasana, make sure the right knee is stacked over the right ankle. Taking hands to hips. Inhale, lift the chest, drop the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale to reach the hands up to the sky, belly buttons to spine, maybe look up. Exhale, open to a twist. Left hand reaches forward, right hand reaches back. Inhale to reach through those fingertips. Exhale, drop the right hand down the back leg. Left hand reaches, gaze follows. One more inhale to reach. Exhale, back to your twist. Inhale, drop the right hand down toward the earth, and then both hands reach for the sky. Exhale, hands to the earth. Shift back to your half splits, right toes to the sky. Inhale to come forward, hands frame the front foot. Exhale, back to your half splits, toes to the sky. Inhale, low lunge. This time, tuck the back toes, exhale into a long pyramid pose. Front knee can be bent any amount. Drop the forehead to the knee or towards the shin. Be here for about 3 more cycles of breath. So see what feels good. Maybe be curious of what would it feel like if I take my toes toward the sky? What would it feel like if I take my toes right to left? Where do I feel sensation, and do I enjoy that sensation? Do I want to come back to a place of comfort, of more ease? Take care of yourself. One more inhale. And exhale, parallel the feet to the edges of your mat or yoga space to find your wide-legged forward fold. Pressing on the outer edges of the feet. Inhale for a halfway lift. Lengthen the spine. And exhale to fold forward. So options here, hands can be underneath the shoulders, drawing the elbows towards each other, getting a stretch to the upper back. Second option would be maybe to grab opposite elbows, to find a variation of ragdoll, or maybe taking hands to the ankles, allowing the elbows to come out to the side. And activate the legs by pressing on the outer edges of the feet. Whatever variation you're choosing, be there. Find your breath. If you've lost it, in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale, hands underneath the shoulders, rise up for your halfway lift to those fingertips. Exhale to release. Right hand comes on in front of the face. Left hand comes to the sacrum, so make sure that sacrum is nice and level. Inhale, stay there, or reach the left hand to the sky, finding a bit of a twist in the torso or the spine. Gaze can be down at the mat or up towards those fingertips. Just don't lose that levelness in the pelvis. One more inhale, maybe coming up to fingertips. See what that feels like. And exhale, release. Left hand replaces right. Inhale, right hand to the sacrum. Finding that levelness there. Staying there, or taking the right hand up towards the sky. Big reach and finding that twist. Option with the gaze. Down toward the hand or up towards the fingers. One more inhale, maybe up to tippy fingertips. And exhale to fold. Inhale, come back to your low lunge. And then step back. Right foot to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Inhale, take the right leg high. Three-legged dog on this side. Pressing through the heel, toes down toward the ground. And pressing away with the hands on the earth. Exhale, bend the knee here, stack the hips. Square the shoulders to the front of the mat. Then find that movement you did on the other side that would feel good in this hip. Take an opportunity to notice any differences from side to side. When you feel even, inhale back to three-legged dog. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest. And then step through between your hands. Drop the back knee and flatten out the foot. Hands come to the hips. Taking care to stack the left knee over the left ankle. Inhale, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades so elbows behind you. Inhale, reach the hands for the sky. Maybe the gaze follows the fingertips. Exhale, find your twist. Right hand reaches forward, left hand reaches back. Inhale to reach with the fingertips. Exhale, find your reverse, left hand down the back leg, right hand reaches. Maybe gaze follows up to those fingertips. One more inhale to find that extension, right side body. Exhale, back to your twist. Inhale, left hand down toward the earth. Reach for the sky. And hands come to the mat. Shift back, half splits. Left toes to the sky. Inhale to come forward, hands frame the front foot. Exhale, find your half splits. Toes to the sky. Inhale, back to your low lunge. Then tuck the back toes and find your long pyramid pose. Remember that the left knee can be bent any amount. And do with the same curiosity on the side. Maybe taking the toes to the sky or leaving the toes on the mat. Notice where you feel any sensation. It could be a lot of sensation, I'm telling you. Toes left to right maybe as an option. Just spend the time that we spend on our mat just being curious about our bodies. One more inhale. And exhale, parallel the feet to the edges of your mat or yoga space. Finding wide leg forward fold once again. Inhale for a halfway lift, lengthen your spine, reach the crown of the head forward. And exhale, release. Bring the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, or reach for the opposite forearms or elbows. Wherever you are, take the clasped arms or hands up towards the sky. Let the head be as heavy as it is. Still activating the legs by pressing on the outer edges of the feet. Continue to draw those hands skyward, letting the head be heavy. Take one more full round of breath in through the nose. And out through the nose. Inhale to release hands to the earth. Walk the hands out to downward facing dog arms. And then shift the weight into the fingertips, the palms. Also shift the weight back to the heels. Still a little bit on the outer edges of the feet. So some sensation in the back and the hamstrings. Again, these can be bent any amount. Take one more breath with head is heavy. And when you're ready, walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. And then take the toes in, and the heels in, and the toes in, and the heels in. So you find a good place to drop the hips into Malasana Yogi squat. So this is a perfect place to find a blanket or a block underneath your seat. Or just using the strength of your legs. My hips are kind of tired right now, so I'm going to sit on a block. Either way, it can still be quite active. The hands to prayer in front of the heart, and the elbows pressing on the inside of the knees, and the knees equally pressing into the elbows. Taking an inhale here to lengthen the spine. And exhale, the right hand reaches out beyond the right finger or right toes. And then inhale, take the left hand up to the sky. Exhale, gaze toward those right fingertips. Stay there. Inhale to reach the left fingertips up towards the sky. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale, left hand off the left toes. Inhale, reach the right hand up towards the sky. Gaze back down towards those fingertips. Inhale to reach up with the left hand, right hand. Exhale, back to your yogi squat, hands in prayer. And exhale, take the hands behind you, release your support if you have it, and just come down to a sit. Taking the hands behind you about 6 inches, fingertips out towards the sides, and draw the shoulders down your back so it's sitting up nice and tall, and then take the feet nice and wide on your yoga mat or space, and then just find a windshield wiper for the legs, the knees going side to side. As you're windshield wipering, if some particular place feels really good, maybe pause there for an extra breath or two, noticing that sensation. Noticing if it's the same on the other side. When you feel even, come back through center. And if you're not already to the front of your space, go ahead and place your feet there. And then slowly lower yourself down to the mat. We have arrived on our back body. Yahoo! Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze for celebration. Rocking side to side, little massage of the back body. Come back through center and you feel even. Release the feet down to the mat, heels close to the sitting bones. Then hands reach for those heels. If you have a block or a pillow or something, go ahead and place it between your inner thighs. You have something tactily to squeeze as we find our bridge pose today. If you don't have anything, no big deal. You just have to think that you have a block there. So press the palms into the earth, tuck the shoulders underneath you. Inhale, draw the hips up towards the sky. Squeezing the block blanket or pillow or your imaginary prop. With each inhale, draw the hips up towards the sky and squeeze. And with this inhale, draw the chest up towards the chin and the chin towards the sky as you continue reaching those hips up. With this next inhale, come up to your tippy toes. And slowly roll your spine down the mat, one vertebra at a time. Remove the block or pillow blanket. Give your knees a squeeze. Interlace the hands on the right below the right knee and extend the left leg long. Draw this right knee up towards the right shoulder. And then heading into a supine twist. Take the left hand, draw the right knee across the body. Sweep the hips over to the right edge of your mat. Use the left hand on the outside of the right knee to draw it down toward the earth. Not a big pressure, but just as a little extra weight. Right hand comes out to the side. Maybe the gaze follows. And as always on the back body, I invite you to close down the eyes. Allowing yourself to draw that awareness inward more so as we close down the sense of sight. Allow the shoulders to rest heavy on the mat. Breath into your twist. exhale, release back to the back body, squaring the hips on the mat. Draw that left knee in, or right knee in for the squeeze, and the left knee comes up as well. And then switch sides, so interlace below the left knee on the shin. Extend the right leg long. Draw the left knee up toward the left shoulder. And exhale, draw the left knee across the body, right hand guiding it. Scoot the hips over to the left corner of your mat. Left arm comes out wide. We want to keep the spine in as much alignment as we can as we allow it to twist. Shoulders settling onto the mat. Shoulder blades rather. Gazing over towards those left fingertips perhaps. One more deep inhale. Exhale, come back to your back body. Squaring back up. Draw the knees into your chest. And then send your feet up towards the sky. Hands come to the hamstrings or the back of the legs for support. Legs up the wall pose. And then point the toes. Feel the sensation, the stretch on the tops of the feet and the shins. And then flex the feet. That's the ankle joint. Toes towards your nose. Feeling a sensation in the hamstrings and the calves. Back and forth, pointing and flexing. Using slow movements. Enjoy all the sensations. And then turn those points and flexes into circles for the ankles. And reach the hands for the sky and make circles with the wrists. Reverse the circles and go the other way. Find stillness here. And then bend the knees toward the shoulders. Notice the full back body on the mat. It's a beautiful variation of Happy Baby Nanda Balasana. So stay here or find a different variation, but still be aware of the whole back body, tailbone and sacrum on the mat. So maybe you're just reaching for the shins, maybe for the ankles or outside edges of the feet. Noticing in your body what would feel good tonight. Again, our bodies are different every time we come to our mat, so just respect and honor where it is today and do what feels good. Maybe some movement side to side, or maybe just staying in stillness and enjoying the stretch. We're moving, find stillness in the center when you feel even. Bring the bottoms of the feet together and slowly lower the legs just as they are down to the mat. Bottoms of the feet connected, knees out wide. Finding reclined butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. Take the hands to heart and belly, or this is one of my favorite poses these days, is just opening up, cactusing my arms or reaching up overhead. Hair being in full surrender. Just allowing what is to just be what it is. Being open to anything that you may be receiving. Take this moment to also notice any differences in the body. Differences in the mind. Maybe any differences in the spirit, the heart space. When you're ready, extend the right foot out to the edge of your mat. Heel is heavy. Extend the left leg. Left heel is heavy in the mat. And take the arms down by your sides, but then take them away from the body, turning the palms up. Settle the shoulders into the mat, spreading wide through the collarbones, shining your heart. We made it to our final pose today in our practice, so make it count. Choose to be here in this moment, fully committing to this all-important pose. Letting your body fully relax. And letting go of that intentional breath, ujjayi breath. Just let it go. Notice the natural rhythm of the breath. Gratefulness for your beating heart. Enjoy this final pose in our practice, Shavasana. For the next few minutes, I'll leave you in silence. I'll guide us out in just a few minutes when you hear my voice again. Enjoy your Shavasana. Slowly coming back to the space, taking the breath deeper into the body, releasing it through the mouth, adding some movement to the fingers and the toes, movement for the wrists and the ankles. Draw your legs together and reach your arms up overhead. Take a big inhale, whole body stretch. With your exhale, draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze. Rolling onto your favorite side. Pause there for a moment. One full breath cycle. When you're ready, press yourself up to your seat, allowing the eyes to stay closed. Sitting up nice and tall when you arrive, lengthening the spine, crown of the head reaching for the sky. Bring hands to prayer in front of the heart and gently bow the head. I hope in these crazy times that you come back to your breath for sure. Intentional breath, either the Dirga Pranayam, Dirga breath, 3-part breath, taking Ujjayi breath. The extra hope that you make it to your mat to be with your breath and your body. Thank you so much for showing up tonight with our collective little group here. I'm so, so very grateful. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your evening. Namaste.